Hey you guys, welcome back to Dauntingly Diana. This is your host Diana, and it's voiceover Diana right now. Welcome back guys, and welcome to those who have never been here before. Today I thought I would just do a little bit more diamond painting. I have been working on it on my own time, but I also wanted to do a little more with you guys. So I've got another little round here for you, but during this one, kind of something special, we will be talking about one of the investigations that we've done on City Paranormal, which is kind of cool. I thought it'd be kind of interesting to talk about some of the investigations we've done over the years and like some of the cool stuff that's happened to us and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyways, we've been going for a long time, so like 10 years. So, oh my gosh, 11 years now. And yeah, so we've got lots of stories, lots of stuff to share. Now, this one that I'm going to talk about today, we've also got a video done on the City Paranormal website, so I will link that up in the comments down below so you guys can check it out. And okay, now what else? Right, yeah, so I guess we'll get right into it. So the first investigation I want to talk about is one where we actually had some really interesting things happen with this, and you'll be able to see them in the video when that time comes and you guys want to go check it out. So this was for a farmhouse out in Welsford, which is it's a bit it's about an hour or so outside of St. John, maybe a little, about 45 minutes, I don't know. Anyways, I'm not great at that kind of stuff, maybe half hour outside of St. John. Yeah, it's a bit of a jaunt. Anyway, so it's a nice little farmhouse, and she had moved into it, and shortly after, and this is the woman that that owns the house, obviously, a very nice woman, and her husband, and they have been they were working around the house and around the yard and stuff like that, and they started finding things like they found like a little toy horse kind of a thing, or a horse of some sort, statue maybe, I think she said it was, and then they found like a little girl's something from a little girl. Anyways, a couple little pieces they found outside. And then they found a little hair barrette downstairs in the basement. They do have cats, they have animals. They had a dog and stuff like that. So, but they, at the time, had heard something in the middle of the night, like just smash. And they were like, oh, what the heck was that? And they looked all around the house, figuring it was something that the cats had knocked over. And there was nothing. They couldn't figure out where it came from. They didn't find glass anywhere. They found that they were having things move around their house, like moving from one spot in the bathroom to another, or like even moving from one room to another. So yeah, just really creepy things happening. One time they were having a card game, and they they had a crew of people around the table. They're all doing their thing, having some drinks, talking, laughing, and all of them heard a little girl say, "Daddy, don't," like right out loud. And they were all like, what? Thinking that there was a kid around, and they were like, that was in trouble or something. So they looked outside and they couldn't find anything anywhere, and they didn't see anyone anywhere. Yeah, and so they were really freaked out. And the whole crew of them had heard it, and yeah, so they were all kind of freaked out about it after that. So there was definitely something going on with the little girl. So yeah, and they'd heard crying some other times and things like that. I definitely explained it much, much better what they had going on at the time. I'm just going off my memory right now. Explain it much better in that other video if you wanted to check that out. Just the past things that they had happening, I can definitely tell you exactly what happened that night on the investigation, because it was pretty wild. So one of the things that we did, and it seemed like it was in this area of the house that like things were happening, meaning like from top to bottom, because we had interesting things happen on the ground floor and on the second floor in that same area. So when we came in, they were lovely enough to like make a big party table full of food, which was lovely. I love that. That's awesome when people do that for us. You never have to do that, of course. It's never like expected of you to give us anything when we get there. We are there to do that ghost hunting, so no worries. But yeah, so we were, it was very, very nice for her to do that though. And so we got to work. We immediately started doing our like EMF tests, going throughout the living room, not getting any like spikes in particular. And then we go into the dining room, no spikes there. This is where, dining room is where things are happening like later on. And then we're like going up the stairs, no EMF. We really didn't get any EMF readings. Like we wrote them all down, nothing out of the ordinary that we were like, what? So, which is pretty basic with every investigation for the most part. You don't notice anything strange until, you know, if you do have anything happen, which very rarely have anything happen. But yeah, you don't tend to find too many EMF like fluctuations or whatever. The had one other investigation where it was definitely EMF related, like, but meaning like they had too much EMF in the room that was causing them to, which can happen. It can make you feel really scared and that kind of thing. Anyways, that's another investigation. Don't let me get sidetracked off onto that. Anyways, so we had no crazy spikes, nothing like that throughout the whole night while we were doing our our initial readings throughout the house. And then we got started with the actual investigation. We went around and did a couple of vigils. We had one in the living room, one in the dining room. We started with the ghost box, and we're all kind of sitting around and we're asking if, and you know that the ghost box runs through those the channels really quickly, so you're not, and it was, you know, going through quickly. We were asking questions, not really getting any answers to anything. And then just out of the blue, we heard a little girl's voice go, "Daddy!" And it was so bizarre, and it was so like chilling, and you're just like, oh, nobody would be saying that on the radio. Yeah, just really creepy. And that she had that happen directly in that spot in that room. Anyway, so me looking behind myself now because I'm like telling a creepy story down here in the basement by myself. Yeah, so it was an interesting time, and we were very creeped out by that. Did some more like rounds, you know, did some stuff upstairs. We did some stuff in the bathroom in one of the other bedrooms, and then we went into the bedroom that's right over top of where the dining room was, and we were sitting right over top of where the dining room table was sitting, which there is, yes, truth be told, there was a light there. It was like a hanging, not a kind of chandelier-ish, but it's like just a light fixture, and everything was off. And we had gone around, even with those lights on, we were not getting any EMF earlier in the night detected from that area. So we're sitting there, kind of hanging out, the EMF detector's on the floor. We're sitting on the floor, and I started asking questions. I'm like, hey, could you do this? Like with the EMF detector. And then like after a while, it would actually start to do that. I'd be like, okay, what is happening here? Like, this is really crazy. So I would be like, hey, if you lived here before, can you make the light go up to like orange for me? So orange is like mid-range, and it would do that. And then we'd be like, if you're still with us and you want us to keep asking questions, make it go up to red, and it would go up to red. And it would just be like, make it go to red and then make it stay there for a few seconds. And it was just like, it was actually happening. And I was just like, this is bizarre. This is the most bizarre thing I've ever had happen in my life. And I have no explanation for it. I can't. It's actually like, seems as if it was communicating with us through the EMF detector. So I don't know. I've had this happen one other time, only one other time at an investigation, and it was at the Dorchester jail. So yeah, that was really interesting. And we did have one EMF anomaly happen when we were at the jail in St. Andrews. We had the EMF detector going off when there was like nothing there. It was a metal bed in a cell with no electricity, so we could not figure out how that was happening. So, and these are like this is an older investigation. I was doing the investigation with the old equipment manager who was an electrical engineering technologist, so he had that, he understood all that kind of stuff. He even took some of the university course, but didn't end up going through the whole thing. So he was perplexed by both those things happening anyway, so strange. But yeah, what else did we have happen? And I think mostly after that it was pretty quiet, but yeah, we were just amazed because, you know, for the most part at every investigation you just sit there forever doing nothing. And you're like, okay, this needs to end because I can't sit here any longer. And then you just go home and you watch that 4 or 5 hours and then nothing happens again. And you're just like, wow, this is so boring. But yeah, to have stuff happen in time as we were there, and to have like, yeah, just to have that kind of stuff happen, and to hear like the little girl's voice with her ears, like through the ghost box, it was very interesting. Yeah, just because, like, if you're flipping through radio channels, what are the chances that you're going to hear a little girl saying "daddy" at the same time that you're doing an investigation in a place that there's a little girl who has been known to say "daddy, daddy, don't." Yeah. So, anyways, that was one of the investigations that, yeah, that I was kind of a little creeped out by. Not creeped out in the way that I was scared by it. I was just like creeped out because I couldn't explain it, and I didn't know how to explain it, and it made me wonder if I was actually speaking to somebody from the other side. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. And I'm very skeptical about that kind of stuff, so it took me a lot. Like I think that's why it was creeping me out a little bit, because I was just like, why? I don't think that this should be happening, and I can't understand why. Don't know what it's going to do, what things are going to be like, what people like are experiencing. I don't know. Anyways, and you know there's so many people out there faking stuff, and it's terrible. Because then you just don't know what to accept as real anymore. Wrap this up now. Thank you guys for listening to this awesome story and checking out some diamond painting with me. I do have don't forget that I'm going to put the link down below for you to go check out the other video. I think it's called Welsford Farmhouse, maybe? Anyways, you'll see it in the comments or in the box below. Anyways, it'll be there. Why do I keep saying anyways? But yeah, so just check it out. Let me know what you think. Also, diamond painting. Let me know what you think about that. I'm enjoying doing this diamond painting, and I'm actually thinking, remember at the beginning I was like, Louie to new things. I'm definitely going to be getting one of those rollers so I can roll, because all of the pieces are like kind of come out of place, you know, when you try to smush things around and stuff like that to like get things in place. Sometimes you get a little off-centered, and then it gets, you know, it starts to build up from there. Make a difference for sure. Yeah, so I put my foot in my mouth saying that I didn't I put my foot in my mouth saying I didn't need to get those fancy tools, because I kind of should. And I also stole the little pen and tray from one of Greg's old diamond paintings that I got for him, and it was the Deadpool one that he did. So I stole that one because it's nicer and it has a lighter tray. I don't know. I'm weird. So maybe I do care about that kind of stuff. Okay. Anyways. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh yeah, I meant to say that I'm going to be looking at getting a haul here soon. Guys, get over to Romway. They have crazy sales right now. Like 80% off. It's crazy, so get over there. Yeah, I might look into getting some of their sale stuff hopefully soon. Of course, well, money's never good for me, but I want to get in there and get it. And yeah, so I might do that very soon. I have some things picked out I wanted to get. There's like a pair of pants I want, and they're like $5.49. I'm like, I need to get in there and get them before somebody else gets them. They probably don't have very many in stock, so, but I guess. Just keep an eye on them, and I'll have to pop in and grab them when I can. And yeah, so go check it out, guys. So yeah, I'm probably going to have hopefully a resin video soon, and also another haul video coming up soon as well. So yeah, things are going well. Hope you guys are all well too. I will keep you posted on when the next video is coming up. Yeah, so have a good one, guys, wherever you are. Love yous, and we will see you in the next one. Bye bye.